Welcome to Truck and Travel. I'm Derek.
I'm Cinnamon.
Today's video is sponsored by
Hyfield.
Hyfield. If you're interested in doing what we do and driving one of these trucks for a living, reach out to Hyfield Trucking at the link and phone number in the video description. Let them know Truck and Travel sent you. Come on. All right, the first load of the week picks up in Woodville, Wisconsin, and it goes all the way over to Flint, Michigan. But we deadhead all the way from Shreveport, Louisiana. If you remember, that's where we left off last week's video. So it's going to be a big deadhead. All right, Cinnamon, go ahead and tell us about this load.
So this load has 4 pieces to it, or pallets, and the total weight for it is 2,490 pounds.
Yeah.
It is a temperature load, and this one is actually really cold, so it's in the negatives.
Yeah.
The set point for it is -20 Celsius, so in Fahrenheit that is -5 degrees Fahrenheit, which is so cold.
It's cold like it
Very
is
cold.
outside right now.
Very cold.
I mean, it's not that cold,
So
but
cold.
I'm cold.
I'm so cold.
She is. And for us, this is a heavy load, 2,490 pounds.
Yeah.
Yeah. These 18-wheelers behind us, I mean, yeah, this is nothing compared to what they haul, but we have specialty freight where they have exclusive use of the truck, and that's why they pay us the big bucks.
Yeah.
All right, the loaded miles on this, 635. But you add that big deadhead, remember I said we're picking up all the way over from Shreveport, so it ends up being 1,674 all miles. All right, Cinnamon, go ahead and tell us what the breakdown is. What is the pay per miles?
So if we're looking at just the run miles, meaning when we're loaded, the loaded miles, then the pay per mile would be $4.71. But since we have all that deadhead and everything added to it, then if you look at all the miles, including that deadhead, and then it makes it $1.79 per mile, which hurts a little.
Okay.
So the load is paying $2,990 total for that load.
And one way to look at this, or a couple ways, okay? We're getting out of a bad area. So this helped us get out of a bad area. And so if you think about where we're coming out of to go to a good area, because we're going to end in Flint, Michigan, for us, with the kind of stuff we haul, that's a good area to be in to get the next load. So $1.79 per all miles. I'm willing to sacrifice,
Willing
that
to
pay
do
per
that
mile
to get
for
out of
that,
that area,
yeah.
so.
I mean, I think that's great.
Yeah.
All right. All right, load number 2 picks up the next day, Tuesday, in Lockbourne, Ohio, and it's going all the way back over to Shreveport, Louisiana. We're gonna make the same mistake, Cinnamon.
Yeah.
We're gonna do it again. All right, tell us about this one.
Okay, so this load is actually a temperature load.
Okay.
It is warmer, so set point is 22 degrees Celsius or 71 degrees Fahrenheit.
How much this one weigh?
So if we're looking at the weight and the pieces, can't tell you because it got canceled. Dun dun dun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go figure.
But we did do some miles.
Yeah.
So Derek, tell us about that.
All right, so we did 180 miles. We're headed to pick this up in Lockbourne, Ohio. Didn't get all the way there. We went 180 miles and then they told us it canceled. But we did get some pay. All right, Cinnamon, tell us what the pay per miles was and what the pay ended up being for this cancellation.
So the pay per mile, meaning the miles that we did get down before they canceled on us, was $4.37 per mile.
Which is good.
Yeah, so they paid us $787.32 for this load that canceled. So we're in a good area that money can be put towards the last load.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so even the 2 combined, like.
Yeah, for 180 miles, $787.
That's pretty good.
It's great for one day.
Not bad.
Yeah, it's.
And in a good area.
It's good, but
Yeah.
All right, this next load, we do consider that other one a load because we did miles and we got paid.
We were dispatched on it.
We were dispatched on
it
it.
counts.
We got paid and we did miles. And yep, it's just something we like to calculate because truck's getting wear and tear, it's burning up fuel, and we got paid, dang it.
And our time is valuable.
Our time is very valuable.
Yeah.
All right, so the next load we get lined up picks up on Wednesday and drops on Wednesday. Picks up in South Bend, Indiana, and it just a hop skip on over to Mentor, Ohio. All right, Cinnamon, what is this?
So this load is 2 pallets or 2 pieces, and it weighs 2,802 pounds, which for only being 2 pallets, you know, like the other load was 4 pallets and it was 2,400, you know.
Yeah.
And so this weighs more and it's less pallets, so that's some kind of dense pallets in our books.
Yeah.
You know, it is a temperature load, so the set point for this is 23 degrees Celsius, so that means it's a warm load, because in Fahrenheit, that makes it 75 degrees Fahrenheit, which is great.
Yeah.
So, what kind of miles we're looking at?
We will add that this is a hazmat load.
Oh, yeah.
So there's, you know, that.
Oh, sorry, I didn't see that.
That's
It's a
all right.
hazmat load.
It's a hazmat load. And so when you're doing a temperature load, exclusive use, and it has hazmat, you know, you want to get some money for that. All right, so the loaded miles on this one was 281 miles, but if you include deadhead from wherever we were, because we didn't make all the way to Lockbourne, Ohio, we're somewhere in Ohio, so all miles, deadhead and the run miles, we're looking at 516 miles. All right, Cinnamon, go ahead and break down the pay per mile after this.
So it's not like a huge long load or anything like that. So if you're looking at just the run miles, then the pay per mile would be $7.53, which is fantastic. But you do have to add in those deadhead miles. So if we're looking at all the miles, then the pay per all miles goes down to $4.10. Ah, dang.
Son of a
Still
gun.
freaking great. So
Yeah,
this load is paying $2,114.83, which I just wanted to mention. The first load was coming from Shreveport, going to Wisconsin. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
so good thing we did it.
Not too far off of this load. So this load is a really good load.
Yeah, I mean, remember, reefer and hazmat, gotta get that money
you have
for
all
that
those requirements
use.
and stuff, so don't be afraid to ask for more money for these, because those are requirements. They're special loads, you know, so they require a lot of extra steps and paperwork and all that stuff too. So, and liability. So.
All right, this next one picks up the same day we just dropped off in Westerfield, New York, and it drops the next day, Thursday, in Indianapolis, Indiana. All right, Cinnamon, go ahead and tell us about this one. What's this freight?
So this is just 1 pallet weighing 620 pounds. That's what we're used to, like small like that. So 620 pounds. No requirements. We went from all these other requirements to no requirements. So not hazmat, no temperature, no lift gate, like nothing like that. So very easy, simple load. So what kind of miles?
All right, so the loaded miles on this one is 450 miles, but if you count all the miles, this one is 561 total miles, including deadhead.
Not bad.
All right, Cinnamon, go ahead and break down the pay per mile.
Okay, so if we're looking at just the loaded miles, then all the miles are $4.67 per mile. If we add in the deadhead, which is not that much, then it drops it to $3.74 per mile, which is still fantastic. So for this load, it's paying $2,100, and I can tell by it being a flat rate that it was definitely one we bid on.
Yeah.
They didn't have that on the load board for that, and they didn't, you know.
There'll be some loads that we bid on, and it's still, it'll be a weird number because they'll add stuff on to the end.
We'll have detention time or something like that on there. So
it'll be oddball.
But you can always tell.
This is definitely one we
they didn't offer it for that.
Yeah.
So.
All right, this next load picks up on Friday and drops on Friday, so it's another short one. Cinnamon, help me with this. Is it Mishawaka? Indiana. They got a lot of Indian names over there. Mishawaka, Indiana, and it's going over to Avon Lake, Ohio. Just a hop, jump, and a skip again. Cinnamon, break down this load.
Hop, skip, and a jump away. Sorry. Okay, so this load is 1 pallet, very small, but actually it does weigh a little bit, you know.
A little heavy.
1,180 pounds for that 1 pallet. It is a hazmat load though. So that's the only requirement. It's not temperature or anything like that. But with a hazmat, you have all the extra steps, the extra departure to make sure all your paperwork's good and all that stuff. So if you work in this field and you do all the proper paperwork and all that other stuff, you understand it is a little bit of a hassle.
Especially with the carrier we were with, because it's a process.
Very particular about it, and
yeah,
well, that's all we'll say about it. But what kind of miles? Don't get us started.
All right, the loaded miles on this one was only 234 miles. But if you add in the deadhead with that and all miles, and I'll say this, we went home after this one because our home state is Ohio. And so if you include the deadhead before pickup and then deadhead back home, because we're ended after this one, it's Friday, couldn't find anything else. It's a total of 508 miles. So that's pretty dang good. Cinnamon, go ahead and break down the pay per miles.
All right, so if we're looking at just the loaded miles or the run miles, then per mile it's $8.97, which is fantastic.
Awesome.
And even when you add in the deadhead, so you're looking at all of the miles, still fantastic, because the pay per mile is $4.13, which is awesome.
It's great.
So this load was paying $2,100.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So this is for our week 20 so far in our career of expediting. Our total miles that we did for this week is 3,439 miles.
And this is week 20, by the way. Did you already say that?
Maybe. I don't remember anymore.
I know. Okay. So if we're looking at pay per all miles
for this week,
it's $2.93, which is above our personal $2 goal.
Which is amazing, because how we started out the week with the first load, you're like, pathetic. This is not going to happen this week. Yeah. This is going to be doubtful.
But even if it's at the beginning of the week, you always have the whole week to make up for it. Like there's give and take, you know.
All right, I'm really excited about this because up to week 20, this is our best week ever so far at expediting. So the money we made, there's others that are better than us, that's fine. But there's a lot out there that can't do this good. But we grossed to the truck $10,092.15.
Yay.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, so our total averages and our totals for our career so far in expediting. So it's been 20 weeks. Here's the breakdown. The total amount of loads we did is 59.
The total freight weight that we have hauled is 58,413 pounds.
The total amount of pallets or pieces that we've hauled in the box so far is 130.
The average weight per load is 990 pounds. Not that heavy at all.
All right, the total amount of miles driven so far for us in expediting, 53,407 miles.
And the average mile per week that we've done so far is 2,670 miles.
All right, so our average pay went down last week, but now she's going back up. I'm pretty excited about that. And it better after this week, geez Louise. Our average pay per week now is $5,905.67.
So the total that we've grossed to the truck up until this point is $118,113.38.
Our average pay per all miles is going back up. She went down last week, but she's going back up this week. Now we're at $2.21 per all mile.
Which is good, because Derek and I do tend to go home more often than we probably should.
Yeah.
But
so, it's nice to be able to keep it above $2 per mile. That's all right. All right, you guys, we appreciate you riding along with us, hanging out with us, going over these loads. It's cold outside, so leave a comment. Let us know how you're doing, I don't know. God bless you guys, and we'll see you on the next one.
Bye. On to the next one.
On to the next one.
I almost forgot.
That's all right.
Okay.
Peace.
Bye. No, not starting this with you, cutie.
All right. Later.
Bye.